it's Steph. Thanks for clicking. This is my 8th update for Clue Special Panning Edition. I created this Pantastic Ladies project. This is the second round playing this game, and it is a game based on the board game. Each month we pick 3 prompts from each of the 3 categories: suspects, weapons, and rooms. We set a goal by rolling a pair of dice, and once we meet the goal on that particular item that we picked to match the prompt, we can then use that prompt in a 3-part guess. 1 suspect, 1 weapon, 1 room. Eventually, you will be able to guess who killed Mr. Body with what weapon and in which room. I am keeping track of that on a secret spreadsheet, and I am eliminating 1 thing for you for every wrong guess. This month we have had 3 new winners, so congratulations to Sarah, Taru, and Julia. They have all solved their cases this month. I have not. I am still going, and we're going to go through what I have worked on and what I have learned. We're going to start off with the suspects. The first suspect that I was working on was Mrs. Peacock. Mrs. Peacock is something blue, so I picked the Ardencean Monster Manuka Honey Enriched Pigment in the shade Peacock. It's blue-green and also actually called Peacock, so I really couldn't pick anything else. My goal, according to the dice, was to use this 10 times. I've been working on this for a couple of months. At the last update, I had 5 of those uses, and right now I'm wearing it for the 3rd time this month on my lid, so this is total use number 8. I have 2 uses to go, so I cannot guess Mrs. Peacock yet. This isn't exactly an everyday shade, but I do like it. I'm still glad that I have it, and it still performs well. I've had it for several years, and maybe eventually I'll hit pan, but I don't think it's going to be in 2 uses. It's staying in. At the last update, I rolled in Mr. Green. He is something green. This is the KVD Super Pomade in the shade Power Green. The dice told me to use this 6 times, and right now I'm wearing it for the 5th time as a base, so I am 1 short. I can't guess Mr. Green yet. I do like this, and I like the idea of owning a product like this, kind of a unique liner or cream shadow shade. I would buy more shades of this in the future, but not until I finish this one, because I don't feel like I need the whole rainbow at one point in time. Most of it would just end up going bad. I am starting to see a little bit of cracking up there, but it still performs very well. I still enjoy it, both as a base and as a liner. It is kind of messy as a base. It tends to end up like under here, and I have to be very careful with how I apply it, but I still enjoy it, and it's staying in for 1 more use, and I'm sure I'll be able to guess Mr. Green next month. And also, last update, I rolled in Professor Plum. He is something purple. This is a purple lip crayon. I don't know what brand this is. The writing all rubbed off of it, but I'm sure it was a drugstore brand. The dice told me to use this 7 times, and I did. I got all 7 uses. So Professor Plum is a goal met and a possible guess. I do like this product. I kind of wish I knew where it came from. I like that it is a sheer application. It doesn't move very quickly. You don't apply very much of it, just by the nature of how stiff the product is, but because it is so sheer, it is more wearable. So while this is definitely a purple lip, it's a more wearable purple lip. I feel like I can wear this at work and it doesn't look weird or wacky or anything like that. So I am happy I have it, and I'm glad that it's still performing because it's very old and it still smells fine, but I am glad to keep it in my collection. Now we're into the weapons. I was working on the rope, and that's a multi-use type product. I picked the Laka & Co. Cheeky Lip Crayon in the shade Humble Brag. This is actually a very vibrant pink. It's what I'm wearing on my lips today underneath a gloss. My goal was to use it 5 times. At the last update, I had used it twice, and I got my other 3 uses plus a couple. I think I'm at 8 total uses now. So I've exceeded my goal, so this is just kind of a bonus application. I don't have a whole lot left of it, but I did meet my goal on the rope. I do like this color, and I don't particularly like the shape of the bullet, though. I think it can be difficult to apply when I want a sharper line around my Cupid's bow area, so I don't think I'd buy another one of these. I don't even know if they make these anymore, but I'll finish up the one that I have, which won't take all that long given how it's going. And this is now a goal met for this project. At the last update, I rolled in the wrench, which is going to appear as a picture on your screen because the prompt is something broken, and it is a broken eyeshadow. It is a very pretty eyeshadow from Lorac in the shade Quartz, but I did manage to break it when I was unwrapping it from the packaging. I dropped it and it broke, and I haven't bothered repressing it, but it's still usable. I still enjoy it. The dice told me to use it 4 times, and I've used it twice, so I am halfway there. I've had some progress on it. I'm pretty sure I'll meet my goal by next month. I do really like that as a nice shimmery neutral, and I'm happy to have it in my collection, even if it is broken. Maybe someday I'll repress it, but today is not that day. The last weapon I was working on was the lead pipe. The lead pipe is something in tube packaging, and what a tube packaging is open for your interpretation. I picked the NYX Glitter Primer as my tube. I had a goal of using this 11 times, and I've worn it 10 times. I'm one short, I just have one use to go, and I'm sure I'll have that by next time. I am kind of behind on suspects though, so it doesn't really matter that I missed a goal on a weapon given that I don't have a suspect to go with it anyway. So I'm not that mad about it. It'll be an easy goal met for next time. Now we're into the rooms, and I have brought in some rooms that I hadn't worked on yet, so they could be potential crime scenes. And the first one was the billiard room, which is striped or solids, something with striped or solid packaging. I went with one that's solid. This is the Tarte blush in the shade Captivating. It's a sample size, but that is definitely a solid color. Here's what it looks like. My goal was to use it 4 times, and I have done that. So goal met on the billiard room already. I still have not hit pan. I was trying to do that almost all last year and couldn't do it, but I have used it quite a bit. I do really like this color, particularly in the spring and summer, so this will be more in season later, but 4 uses still wasn't hard. I really like the formula, and it's still around as a goal met. And the next room was the study. This is one I hadn't investigated at all yet either, but that is a product that you researched before buying. And I researched this Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer before I bought it. I had gotten some samples from Ulta, and none of them were quite the right shade for me, but they were close enough that I determined that I really liked it and I liked the formula and I wanted to buy it. Unfortunately, my local Ulta did not stock this concealer, and I really prefer to buy concealers and foundations in person so I can get the right shade match and not have to play guessing games and end up with products that don't actually match me. So instead I had to resort to the samples. They came with like a card with the different shade range on it, and I held it up to my skin to try to figure out which one looked right. And I also went on Ulta's website and used their shade finder feature, and that actually gave me the same shade as what I figured by looking at the sample card, which was awesome. So I bought the shade N2 online, and the dice told me that I was to use this twice. Just twice. I've used it more than twice. I'm wearing it now, so I've met my goal and exceeded it by far. I've probably used it about 15 times. So I really do like this concealer. I'm happy to have it, and it is a goal met for the study. And my last room that I was working on is the lounge, and that's a home spa day product. I picked this foot souffle from the Sarah Labs brand. This wasn't something I had ever used before. This was brand new. I hadn't opened it. And with a name like souffle, you would think it would be light and fluffy. This is a really stiff formula. It is hydrating, and for as stiff as it is, it actually absorbs faster than you would think. But it's not the texture that I was expecting. It does certainly work to hydrate my feet, but it's just, not what I had in mind. In any case, the dice told me to use this 8 times. I'm currently at 3 uses, so I have 5 uses to go. I'm still going to be working on the lounge. That's okay. I've met my goals on plenty of other rooms, so I'll be all right. So if you were keeping track, I did meet my goal on 1 suspect, 1 weapon, and 2 rooms. At the last update, though, I had met my goal on another weapon and another room that I couldn't guess with because I didn't have a suspect. So that's 1 suspect, 2 weapons, and 3 rooms, but I only have the 1 suspect still, so it's just 1 guess. Taru is kindly keeping my solution a secret from me over at Cruelty Free Panner, even though she did win this month, and so she's no longer playing that game officially. She's still messing with my head. So I asked her if it could have been Professor Plum with the candlestick in the kitchen, and Taru told me that it wasn't Professor Plum, so I can eliminate another suspect as a possible murderer. With that new information, it's time to determine my focus in this investigation for the next month. I have eliminated 3 of the 6 possible suspects so far. So I'm still working on Mrs. Peacock and Mr. Grain, and that means there's only 1 suspect that I could productively roll in, and that would be Colonel Mustard. He is something yellow. This is the Lime Crime Electric Slide eyeshadow and brush stick in the shade Mega. It is yellow, and I rolled my dice and they told me to use this 6 times, so it'll be 6 uses on this eyeshadow stick in order for me to be able to guess Colonel Mustard. Now the weapons, I have eliminated 2 of the 6 possible weapons, and I am still working on the lead pipe as well as the wrench. So I'm going to go ahead and bring back the candlestick, which I have just guessed, and the candlestick is a lackluster product. And I still think that this Well People lip gloss in the shade Afterglow is pretty lackluster. It looks like a bright shimmery gold, as you can see down there. It's discolored because I've worn it over other lip products, but it was never as vibrant or as sparkly as I thought it would be looking at the tube. So I thought it was pretty lackluster. So I am bringing this in, and the dice told me to use it 5 times. So 5 uses for this lip gloss. And then last is the rooms. I have eliminated 5 of the 9 possible rooms, which is really good. And I'm still working on the lounge. I have met my goal on the billiard room as well as the study. I don't want to roll those back in until I've guessed them, though. I don't really see a point in doing that since I have met my goal on them once already and they are filed. And so that just leaves one room that I could roll in productively, in my opinion, for right now anyway. And that's the kitchen. The kitchen is a Franken product. This is my Franken lotion. It is back, and this time the dice told me to use it 4 times. Just 4 uses, which shouldn't be that bad. I might not meet this in the next month. I'm focusing on another lotion right now, and I'm not really in a hurry since I have so many extra rooms that I've met my goal on. I really need to catch up on those suspects. But I will meet my goal on this at some point, and it won't be all that hard. So there's my update. I have my 3 suspects, 3 weapons, and only 2 rooms this time that I'm going to be working on. That's just fine. By the next update, I am hoping to get 2 guesses. I am very close on both Mr. Green and Mrs. Peacock, so I should be able to get 2 guesses with them as the 2 suspects. Wish me luck. Good luck with your projects, and I'll see you next time. Bye.